All right, guys, looks like we are live. Welcome to Konsensus Network. It's been a long time no live, so great to be back here and doing some new shows. We've been taking a little bit time off. I'll let you know in a moment what we've been working with. So if you can just bear with us a moment here. We got 3 people. That's cool. We're gonna hang out for a while and wait for more people to find our link. In the meanwhile, let me introduce the charming KRYPTOGRANNY, who is here with me talking about what exciting things are to come. Hey, Anita, would you introduce yourself again and what's up?
Yes, good afternoon. Yeah, early evening, I suppose. So good to be back as well. It's been a while. So yes, I am the crypto granny, the real granny that is challenging all of you guys within the industry, within cryptos, within blockchain, in the approach like talk to me as if I was 5. So obviously very excited, very interested in the technology, in cryptos, all of them, altcoins, bitcoins, and so on and so forth. But obviously not the tech guy in the scene. So yeah, you need to talk in a simple manner to make me to get it. But when I do get it, well, I'm all with you. So looking forward to having talk in English for a change with you guys tonight.
Fantastic. Awesome to have you, Anita. And it's so right. Like we need people like you who can talk in a more simplistic level. Like we just got Rafael to join here, who is in fact the tech guy and way more technical than I am. And it's nice that we can cater to different kinds of audiences, and it's going to be very nice. And what you described, the Eli 5 approach, explain to me like I'm 5 or explain to me like I'm a grandmother. I think that's a very nice approach to take. And I think well, I'm not going to reveal exactly of our plans, but we have some formats planned for the less technically adept people also. So definitely you should tune in for that. But Rafael, since you dropped in, are you ready to give a short introduction and say hello for everybody? It's been a while since we did this together.
Yeah. Hi guys. Hi Granny. And yeah, I mean, nice to come again and join you in the show. It's been a while. Yeah, let's keep this going again. I mean, this is maybe not the first one of the year, but you know, we could probably try to do this more often again, like last year.
Yeah, definitely. And personally, I've been taking kind of like a working holiday or vacation. We've been traveling in Southeast Asia with my family. And while I was doing some shows, I definitely couldn't put out the effort that I normally do, which I intend to correct. And also other things we've been working on are a couple of events, which is also actually incidentally the topic of today, because we want to talk about not only the events that we are actually actively bringing together and organizing, but also events that we are going either as a media partner or just simple visitors to do some coverage and of course release all of that footage on the Konsensus Network. So that's definitely something for you guys to look out for. We got 6 viewers now, which is awesome. Do remember to give us the likes and share this thing if you think what we do here is valuable. Also, do check out the description, because we did drop some discount codes for you for all those events that we are planning and we are participating. So take advantage of those if you are at all interested in going to these events. But yeah, without further ado, I think we're just going to dive right into it. So I'm just going to show you guys my screen and do a little bit of an explanation of each event. And I think we're just going to go through each event once, and everybody can say what is their part in that and what is their interest level and such. And we'll just keep this nice and friendly. And of course, as always, keep the questions coming in the chat. Always nice to see the participation. We got Strider already, like always. I think Strider is one of the long time viewers who have watched probably each and every show and participated in the live. So definitely kudos Strider for participation. And here's my screen. Oh, hold on. Looks like we are joined by Henry. Henry, hello. It's nice to have you here. Would you like to say a few words before I go into showing the events?
Hello, my name is Henry, and I'm pleased to welcome. And I'm a legal and financial consultant working in Finland, but probably in the future I will concentrate more on this global scale, like Bitcoin is everywhere, and I tend to be everywhere, probably like we don't really have that much limits. And I'm speaking in Älyraha 2019, which is coming next month, and I hope that I will see everyone here watching this in Helsinki in May 29th, 2019.
Awesome, good to have you, man. I'm just gonna share my screen here and show you those events I promised. I hope you can see my screen now. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is my Twitter. I'm just gonna show the other guys' Twitters as well. Here's Anita /CryptoGranny. We're gonna go into the design process of her new logo shortly. We got Cryptorafe, which is Rafael, joining in with the Hodl Out mimicry here, which is awesome. Here's actually, I wanted to show this earlier already, but I forgot. This is Rafael's company. So he has a consultancy company. He's doing some educational events with Konsensus Network, for example. Also, he's organizing Bitcoin trading sessions and all kinds of neat things. So definitely check those out. And then, yeah, the events actually. Okay, so this is Konsensus Network webpage. It's been renewed and the brand is renewed. So I will take any comments on that. Hope you guys like it. I certainly like the black and gold approach. I know it's not for everybody, but I like kind of like a opulence type of thing, hard money and stuff. So on the events page here, you have a drop-down menu. You will see all the events that Konsensus Network is a part of. So you don't see all the events here. I'm just going to put events that we are in some official capacity part of. So the first one on the line is actually a little bit surprisingly, because this is something that I hear a lot, and I get the, well, some people blame me for being a Bitcoin maximalist. I take it as a proud, I'm proud to be a Bitcoin maximalist because I think it's pure logic. That, however, doesn't mean that I'm not interested in other technologies such as AI, artificial intelligence, for example. And to that end, we are actually doing a joint operation with KRYPTOGRANNY on Malta A.I and Blockchain Summit, which is preceding the Älyraha 2019 that Henry mentioned. So this is actually where you can find us nearest right now, unless there's a surprise event that will be even sooner. So this is in about a month, a little bit over a month. Actually, less than a month. Yeah, it's already 25th. I'm behind on my calendar. Like I said, I just came back from vacation, so I don't know which way I'm facing. Anyway, this is less than a month away. So definitely, if you're nearby Malta, if you've never been to Malta, you want to go. I guess you could spend your time worse than that. I will have to warn you, especially if you are a Bitcoin maximalist like I am, it is a blockchain summit. There's going to be thousands of investors. There's going to be probably some altcoins, shitcoinery, stuff like that. If that's not your flavor, that's okay. It doesn't matter. For me, it's going to be interesting to see. Actually, we can just probably go ahead and check the website here. Yeah, I hope you can see that. Yeah, so it's going to be a big event. It's going to be probably fun to see all those people. It says like 700 investors here, 5,000 delegates, whatever that means, 100 startups. So certainly a place to network and probably find some talent for our projects. So really looking forward to that. And what the most I'm looking forward to is this is our first like official media partner gig. So we will actually be doing some coverage there. I hope that they can arrange us an interview spot where we can arrange some interviews with some of the people. Certainly, there's people like Tim Draper that I respect for his business mind and investor mindset. I also think he's a Bitcoin guy. There's some other guys here that I'm interested in. Tom Way, certainly a Bitcoiner. Yeah, there's plenty of good speakers here. So actually, if I don't know like most of these, obviously, but if you guys would like to see a dedicated interview, we will take requests. You can drop them in to me on Telegram, N1KOFI, or Twitter, or here in the chat, wherever, or you can send me an email, or you can send CryptoGranny an email, and we will definitely try to make that happen and bring it to you. Oh yeah, Brock Pierce, certainly an interesting blockchain face. I'm sure there's a lot of good ideas, wisdom, and at least there's some kind of a buzz going on. So certainly something fun to look forward.
For sure. If I may, Niko here.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask you to jump in. Go ahead.
Yes. Well, I was fortunate enough to participate already last November, the first Malta Blockchain Summit. Now, as we can see, the name has changed a bit. So now it's Malta AI and Blockchain Summit. The thing is that, like you mentioned, it is the place to be. Malta is, well, as it was described to me when I very first time traveled there and actually moved there a year ago, it's 3 rocks in the Mediterranean, and that is very correct. Small islands, if you wish, that make the Malta nation, country. I think they are about 500,000 people in Malta, but what they have managed to do when it comes to this event, and obviously there are some other events as well, is that they managed to attract people globally to come and join these summits. So the first one in the line when it comes to Malta is now this one, 23rd, 24th, and there will be a kind of a after party thing happening also on the 25th on Saturday, because the CEO of Malta Blockchain Summit, Eman Police, just today, I think, tweeted somewhere that, guys, don't leave already on Saturday, because we will still have nice things going on Saturday after the actual summit days. But the thing is that, like I said, people will be coming all over the globe, really tech-savvy guys from financial side, both the traditional and the modern, if you wish. This event, as well as the other Maltese events, are very strongly supported by the government. So coming from Finland, with the Finnish background and knowing the, let's say, the initiatives that we have and the goals that we have, actors within the scene in Finland, I think it's a great place to be and meet and interact and talk to people. And another thing, like you mentioned as well, but I cannot address that enough, is that, guys, whoever is interested in these speakers that they are listing and adding on more and more people on a daily basis, please let us know who would be the interesting for you to hear, maybe even some specific questions for these specific people. So obviously we, and myself as well, basically will chase them down, so we get to talk to them, interview them, ask their opinions, their views, whatever you might be interested in doing. So hopefully we can contact them already pre the summit and book time with them. And surely we'll be doing that during the summit. And like you said, it's been discussed already. So hopefully we will get a spot where we can do our interviews a bit like the athletes, in the stadiums. So they go to this free zone after they've done their sports. So we will try to reach out to the guys as they come down from the stage, just ask the relevant questions right there, spot on after their presentations. So I'm really looking forward to this, having you, Niko, and the team there with me. It's going to be fun for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna be fresh out of the oven. And also, don't worry, viewers, we won't let them off easy. There will be tough questions that we're going to present to them, and we're not just gonna take any kind of manner of bullshit out of them. So definitely some hard-hitting journalism, if you may. What about you other guys? What do you guys think about the Malta summit? Henry, do you want to comment on this?
Yes, it sounds very, very interesting summit. When I heard about those speakers, that really took me on. And what I like to talk about is that if some viewer wants some speaker there, it's very important that you will tell us that you want that certain speaker to speak for you, because if someone of us will contact one speaker and we just say that, okay, we want you to speak there, it's like, okay, that's good. But if we have already some of our viewers and real fans that saying, hey, we are in a large group here and we want you to speak here, and we deliver that message to the speaker, oh boy, you'll have a totally different sort of response there. Remember that.
Correct.
Yeah, that's an excellent point that you bring out, Henry. Rafael, are you with us? Do you care to comment on the blockchain summit of Malta?
Yeah, I mean, not maybe my kind of thing, but I actually, if I would be not working at the time, I could even probably go in there, at least with the discount code you guys provided below in the subscription. But for me, I would maybe just try to hang out with Tim Draper and talk with him, and maybe just go and piss Roger Ver off or something like that, just for fun. But yeah, I mean, it's cool that you guys are going there, and I'm looking forward for the interviews.
Yeah, thanks. Roger Ver could be a very challenging person to interview, so we'll see about that. I agree that it will probably provide a nice video for you guys to view. But yeah, let's see how it goes. And definitely the discount code. This is the last thing I'm going to mention about the Malta blockchain and AI summit. The discount code is for 50%, so it's pretty generous. If you are at all interested, you want to go there, definitely take advantage of that. You can get it half price with our code. And of course, it benefits us because then we bring more people there. It's good for us. And just like Henry said, do let us know if you are a fan of some of these speakers and you do want to get them interviewed, because it will make a difference for the speakers as well. So that's all I have to say about the Malta Blockchain Summit. Should we go to the next event that we are planning here, or do you guys want to have another say?
No, not really. It's just going to be fun to do it together. And like you said, let's see what we could achieve with the hopefully a slightly different approach. Not forgetting that coming from Finland, it's not necessarily that bad thing, because again, it's something that they are not necessarily aware of. So definitely it will be very, very valuable for us to have any fans, comments, questions, whatever that we could take to them. So I totally agree with you, Henry, and that's what we should be doing. And let's see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also it's going to be I think quite a different thing when an actual grandmother or crypto granny at that will be doing the interviews, at least some of them. So I think that's one of the big pulls that we have. And actually, we just designed a new brand for you. Would you like to introduce that to people at this point? Or should we save it for the end?
No, it's not going to be that long story. So yeah, sure. So
all right,
the whole thing is, and you helped me so much with that. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Like being saying, constantly and endlessly, I cannot draw. So, I just sketched something that, you could barely recognize, and then you made it out to exactly what I wanted it to be. So obviously it all started from the idea that, and everyone can relate to that. So when you get to meet your grannies, so what is the thing that happens 99 or 99 times out of 100 when you meet with your granny. She will probably offer you tea or coffee. So obviously the teacup should be there. So that's the thing with grannies. And then, the color, lady color, oldish, so not the real pink, but the old style pink. And then obviously the old style, font for the Crypto Granny. But then the idea that I really, really like a lot with this, and thanks to you, Niko, you came up with the idea to have the steam coming out from the teacup or coffee cup in the cryptid, one and zeros. And I think you told me that it says actually Crypto Granny there.
Yeah, it's in binary.
Yes. So that's the one. So we will be kind of launching that for the first time officially in Malta. So let's see how it will fly, but it's going to be fun too. So that's the new brand. That's the new logo.
I was already
I'm very happy with
planning.
it.
Cool. I'm happy that you're happy. I was already planning to print some stickers so we can, tag everybody's Lambo with those. No, I'm just kidding. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, sure. Well, last time there was a summit ongoing, so I got selfies with CZ from Binance. I got a selfie with John McAfee. I got a selfie with Brandon or Sims from Skycoin, etc. So now if I can go and just put the sticker on their back, so what even better?
It will be cool. So
Fun.
Yeah, this is also an AI event, and to that end, we're gonna go to the next our next event, which is actually for our Finnish viewers. It's a Finnish only event, unfortunately for English viewers. But if you happen to be a Finnish speaker or you understand Finnish on a good enough level, you should definitely come. It's the end of next month, 29th of May. And the event name is Älyraha 2019. And what äly means in Finnish is intelligence, and raha is money. So it's kind of like intelligent money. And the idea behind this term is to kind of like invent a new narrative. Let me just change the picture here so you can actually see what we're talking about. Okay, so this is the Älyraha logo. So the idea is to change the narrative from mainstream media and in the so-called regular people talk, people who are not adept with cryptocurrencies, who don't understand blockchain technology and what it makes possible. Normally, you are relying on the media, the regular media, the news that always report about criminal activities. Criminal activities, drug trade, and money laundering, stuff like that. So we want to change that. We want to focus on the intelligent parts of cryptocurrencies. So the idea is to pair it with artificial intelligence. So the way I see and the way we thought about it is that actually, like let's take Bitcoin for example, as a quintessential Älyraha or intelligent money. It's actually a life form, an organism of its own that is not dependent on any single actor or human. It's not under human control. It has its own life. It's based on game theory, which means that it creates a game around itself that allows it to pay for its sustenance to other people, algorithms, other machines in the future, probably. So I think it's not going to be up to us anymore. I think this intelligent money, this life form, this new kind of like a fungi or something to that effect can outlive us as a human species. So that is a very different narrative indeed. And we are trying to focus on the socio-economical impact of this kind of a technology. How can we benefit from this rather than how should we try to control it? Because there's no controlling it. We know that, but a lot of people don't know that. And instead of trying to control, we can actually, there's actually a ton of, like, if you take Bitcoin, for example, there's a ton of things, effects that should interest the governments and for example, tax officials. Of course, I'm not a tax advocate, I don't support that kind of a thing. But for people who do, it actually provides quite a few tools of surveillance. And I do believe that most people will be using centralized service to use these intelligent monies. So actually, this could provide a lot of traction in the mainstream on the way to a larger mass adoption. So that's kind of like on the background of why we came up with this term in Finnish. And the whole event is basically we have gathered financial and IT professionals, and also from the artificial intelligence and politicians who have an idea of especially the millennials' way of thinking money, investing, and the future job prospects, for example. Because it's a well-known, I wouldn't say fact, but it's a well-spoken thing that artificial intelligence might cut into our job markets in the very not so distant future. So I think intelligent money is no different in that. So how do we rather use these new intelligent decentralized structures to actually make a better tomorrow? So this is the whole spearhead of the whole conference. And I'm proud to say that this is the first conference that I'm one of the main organizers. So definitely proud of this. And the other main organizer is Rafael, who is using his company BINOTIC, which I mentioned earlier. So I've been talking a lot about this now, and I think it's time to let Rafael talk a little bit about it. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, you covered it pretty well, and I'm also really excited about the event itself. I mean, I've been participating in different kind of events, but haven't been really the main organizer either. But yeah, I hope it's going to be a good one. At least we got some good speakers in there already confirmed, and well, yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm really interested in these different kind of speeches that we're gonna hear about the probable future use cases for different kind of, micro payments, and probably like gaming systems, and how to, save your data in different ways and try to maybe monetize them, and about the possibilities of different cryptocurrency implications, and for Bitcoin and the sound money part and all of that. Yeah, and I just want to mention also that there's also a code down to the subscription for this event also, and all of the viewers should go and check them out and use those.
Go ahead, Granny.
Yeah. What I wanted to add here is that I'm as well extremely excited about this event because of two reasons. And the one is obviously that it's done in Finnish. So I do believe that even to those of you and us to whom all of this the talks around, especially when it comes to any kind of digital currencies or cryptos or the technology, not to mention the AI. So it's going to be for sure easier kind of when you can actually maybe a bit challenging subjects listen and discuss with your native language. And then the other part obviously is that every speaker has made the promise that this will be a low entry event, meaning that actually it will not be high technical talks, but rather reaching out to mainstream and to us, not that much involved necessarily, enabling us to really get down to the basics of the subjects and so on and so forth. So it's going to be very interesting, and luckily enough, I can just make it in time to come to participate the event myself too.
Awesome, and that's a great point you make. This is a low entry barrier event, so technically this is not for you guys who are already watching us here, because obviously you are woke, you know what's going on. But who this is for is your friends and family and contacts that are into money, finance, technology, AI, but are not necessarily into cryptocurrencies because of this or that reason. Like I mentioned earlier, the media has done a great job of undermining the technology. If you want people to learn more about this technology, actually learn about it and what it makes possible, and not just money, we're also talking about alternative distributed organizational models and stuff like that. So definitely that will be something to let them know. And if you want to help us, go ahead.
Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you want to help us, if you want to participate in somehow, just also reach out. We are looking for able hands to help us put this together. And definitely, if you help us get some customers and people to educate here, we will make it worth your while. So don't worry about that. Just please participate. Go ahead, Granny.
Yeah, that was good point that you actually brought up. It's not that long ago, just a few weeks back, I was having a meeting and someone from the scene was actually telling that she was explaining to her friends the previous day, I think it was, about what is blockchain, trying to explain like, well, what does it actually mean? And she was having really, really hard time with these dear friends of hers, trying to make them to understand. So if and when you guys have that kind of a friends or family who is making all these questions, honestly, the best thing you could do is to ask them to participate this event and preferably come with them yourself. So not only have them listening and having the opportunity to participate and hear all these professionals telling and talking and explaining, but also maybe having you there with them, then just clarifying the spots or the things that maybe remain a bit unclear or need some more explanation. So definitely we all have those friends around us, and the price is not that high, as mentioned, and the codes for the discounts is there. So, and the price will go up a bit from May, right? So with the promo code, with the discount, if you buy the tickets still during April month, it will be the cheapest opportunity to get tickets.
Yeah,
oh yeah, good point.
Even 10% off, even more if you pay with Bitcoin.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, just a reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point. Not many conferences, especially the blockchain conferences, Bitcoin-only conferences, have been obviously taking Bitcoin as payment for quite a while. I would say that we are one of the few conferences in Finland that I'm aware of that actually take a Bitcoin both on mainnet and Lightning Network. So if you think that the bottom is not in, might be probably there's worse times to actually spend your Bitcoin and then maybe buy back at a cheaper price. I don't know what's going to happen, but it sure seems like something's going on with the price right now. But definitely, if you want the cheapest price, do it before the end of the month. By the end of the month, by midnight, the price will change to the regular price. Of course, the discount codes that you can find and the description are still going to be valid. The Bitcoin discount is still going to be valid until the event. And there's actually, we all have our own different codes. So this is also a nice way to show support. So if you like Rafael's work, or if you like CryptoGranny's work, or you like my work, you can use each of our individual codes, and then we'll see who will bring in more people. But that's just a small little competition between us. But yeah, definitely, I'm super excited about that event. I will probably be talking there myself as well. It depends if a couple of bigger speakers that I've been luring in will confirm or not. I will, of course, give way to those people. But yeah, if not, then I will be speaking there as well. CryptoGranny is going to be a wonderful host there. And Rafael is going to be there as a moderator. I think we're going to have this kind of a format of especially for the keynote speakers, we're going to have like about 30 minutes of speech, and after that there's going to be around 10 minutes chat with the moderator, which will be probably Rafael or KRYPTOGRANNY, I don't know. We haven't decided yet. And to ask a little bit in-depth questions about the topic and maybe take the audience questions and deal them in so to widen the understanding around the topic. And I think that's a really nice format. And on top of that, we have like a shorter formats, 15 minutes plus 5 minutes Q&A, and we have a panel at the end. So yeah, definitely it's going to be a cool event. Come and hang out with us. Probably we're going to grab a few drinks afterwards and have a good time. Go ahead, Rafael.
Yeah, and Henry is going to be one of the speakers, and I'm really eager to hear his subject and the speech itself.
Yeah, that's true, Henry.
What do you think about
can you give us a little bit of an idea what you're going to talk about?
Well, as far as I know, the speakers there, what I know about those speakers, usually they are quite entertaining, and I always try to be entertaining the speaking as well. It's not going to be boring speech. But I'm not going to tell everything here, but something about the nature of the contract is changing at the moment. So that's what I'm going to tell something about, because if we think that we have intelligent viewers there, and we try to be as intelligent as possible here, and the event that is going to be about some sort of future intelligence. We work with intelligent people, and we have intelligent machines that we are working on, intelligent friends. But why on earth we have money that is not intelligent? It has to be intelligent. If it's going to be the future money, if it's going to be programmable, digital, or whatever it's going to be, it has to be intelligent, and that is what we are going to talk about there. And one other thing I would like to mention is that if you go into an event, I have been in events like in this few weeks, and every time when you are in an event and you are participating there, and there you are people with like-minded thoughts and actions, usually something happens there that you get a new thought, very important contact, or you just get something out of it you just never really believe that was going to happen. That is going to happen in events where you are spending time with like-minded people. I can promise you that this is going to be that sort of event too.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. That is what I love about the events most. A lot of times I don't actually necessarily listen to all the talks. I want to talk with the people who are like-minded, and I want to expand on their ideas. I want to absorb what they have learned, how they see the scene, how they understand this technology. And I think that is the true value that this kind of an event can bring you. And of course, the good speakers. If you're looking for straight up information or entertaining speeches, just like Henry said here, it's going to be good for that as well. So whatever is going to be a flavor. And I'm going to add one more thing. We have been accepting some sponsors to go in to actually present their services and products. So that will add to the other content. So there's more options for you. So there will be a couple of stands of related companies that will provide related services and products and more insight to this. So on top of the regular speakers, there will actually be some sponsored speakers as well, who are not dealt in the actual program, but who are available for your convenience. Granny, as a host of Älyraha, do you want to add the final words before we move on?
No, I think I said already my view on this one, but I really would hope that also the actors in Finland would want to support this event and be active and promote it around, so we would get as many people there as possible. Because obviously I'm always hoping that from something like event like this, for example, we could come out with some kind of I don't know, brief or a message to be sent forward to the decision makers, to maybe politicians, to the actors within the scene, that, you know, we are all sort of looking into the one and same direction. And obviously when we do this now in Finnish language, already I've heard, and I've been present in a couple of events where some of you guys have been also, and the feedback already was like, are you actually making this in Finnish? Like, ooh, and some very, you know, interested people would not obviously participate because it is in Finnish, they don't speak any Finnish. So I really would like to see that us all together will make this a, you know, great event and have something to take away from there that would be useful and beneficial, again, for all of us, in the means that what we are trying to achieve one way or another.
Yeah, in a way, it's a little bit ironic that we do this in English now because it's a Finnish event. But the reason why we do that is because most of the events we talk about here are, in fact, English events. So it's just averaged out. I think we're going to do another one in Finnish to really flesh out the idea of Älyraha. So don't worry about that at all. And as always, if you have any questions in Finnish, please don't hesitate to drop in the chat. We will address them, no worries at all. Or in Telegram later, I'll be there every day. CryptoGranny and Rafael and Henry are also there a lot of times. So yeah, no worries. We are very approachable, we are very available, and we would like to for you to learn. So yeah, definitely check us out there. So yeah, like Granny said, this is not really like an anarchist event. This is more like more palatable to regulators and men of state, so to speak. But the next event is more like on the anarchy side, which is my favorite event of the year for sure. And another event that I'm one of the main organizers, and Rafael is there also. Let me just quickly share my screen again so you guys can see the fantastic artwork we had done for the event. Hold on, that's still Älyraha. No, that's another project. Where is it? Oh, here we go. All right, so the Money Badger 2019 Bitcoin, not blockchain conference. All right, so this is a little bit more puritanistic. This is more of a Bitcoin maximalist tribal gathering, if you will. 2 days full of the best Bitcoin infotainment. So again, entertainment is very important. We go there not only because of the latest advances in the technology, but to have some fun and hang out with the like-minded people. And this is technically not a non-profit, but we don't aim for profit. We just aim to actually now lose a lot of money making this event happen, because we really want to just have a place where we can gather in and build something together. So the spearheads, it's going to be about Austrian economics, digital sound money, gold 2.0. Obviously, we're going to go into a very technical side as well for those who are inclined. For those who are not technically inclined or interested, there's plenty of other things to do. There's going to be coding workshops, Lightning Network, about the side chains. We're going to have DUI workshops. We're going to talk about operational security, privacy, fungibility. We're going to have people from, I think, Wasabi Wallet. Not confirmed, but I think they will come. They will have to come because it's such an awesome event. I think the Nodal guys are interested. We're gonna have some badass keynote speakers, which we don't reveal before we have the actual venue and date. So this is scheduled for September or October of this year, possibly. Definitely this end of this year. As soon as we zero in on the venue, and if you have an idea of a great venue, hopefully somewhere in Southern Europe, please do let us know. It doesn't matter if it's a warehouse. That's pretty cyberpunk actually, and it doesn't really matter as long as it can fit around 200 sweaty nerds having some good times. So this is kind of like what we are aiming for is the Bitcoin Burning Man kind of a thing. So everybody can just come in, pitch their tent, and provide their product for people to try out, sell their products against Bitcoin over the Lightning Network. We are planning to have our own dedicated Lightning node on site that will be free for all to use. We'll help you guys balance your channels and open your Bitcoin Lightning wallet. And obviously, you're going to have to check in your dirty fiat at the door in a dirty bag that we're just going to dispose for you. And you're going to be able to use the great invention of Satoshi, which is Bitcoin, through the Lightning Network. So here is actually the artwork I mentioned, which I'm very proud of. It was a joint effort. We came up with the story of Mr. Money Badger finding a friend. So he breaks out from the zoo to freedom. He says all should be free to try on their own. But soon he realizes life feels incomplete and the evil banksters are too strong and he wants to get out. He can't handle it by himself. So you can see the evil banksters driving in a limo here and laughing at him. He gets out from the city and he meets Mrs. Piggy Bank, who says, hey, Mr. Money Badger, you don't need to follow their rules. All we need is consensus. So we make our own rules. We enforce our own rules. So soon they realize friendship is actually pretty awesome. So Mr. Money Badger shows how to use tools. He's doing a little bit mining in the background. We have Miss Piggy Bank here teaching how to hodl. And they go to Moon together, and Moon being the Money Badger 2019 event. So this is kind of like sets the tone for the whole thing. So come as you are, show us what you have built. If you didn't build anything, that's okay too. Come and see what others built. If you have a lecture that if you like to talk about Bitcoin and who doesn't, until the late hours, you can just come and do that. We're gonna invite the local entrepreneurs to serve their food and drinks and stuff. We're gonna teach them how to accept Bitcoin over the Lightning Network. So this will actually be a functional demo of how, because you still hear this a lot from a lot of people, that the Bitcoin, you can't use it to buy coffee, you can't use it for this and that, and we're gonna prove them quite wrong. So after you check in your dirty fiat at the door, after about 1 hour, you will have the first confirmation and you're ready to go with your new Lightning wallet, and you will be able to buy all those merchandise and food on the site. We're not going to nurture you. We're not going to be your nanny. We're not going to tell you when to eat. We're going to provide you the opportunity to eat whenever the hell you want, and go to see whoever you want, talk to whoever you want, also build whatever you want. So this is more like a freedom technology event. Here's our mission statement. So yeah, I'm just going to read it quickly. We want the Money Badger 2019 to be a peer-to-peer educational event to learn and teach everything we know about Bitcoin, from economics to code base to supreme self-defense tool for sovereignty. We realize, of course, Bitcoin is not only about the latest and greatest technology, but first and foremost about free sovereign individuals. We are not building the Money Badger 2019 for profits, but for good times, because we want and we can. The Money Badger 2019 is another addition to the strong lineup of Bitcoin tribe gatherings where we come to build and educate, but most of all have fun. Would you join us in making it the most memorable Bitcoin-only event so far? And there's another video here you can check on your own time. We made with Max from World Crypto Network. By the way, Max is also on board organizing this. And you can check it out. We go into a little bit more detail there. And if you're interested, you can. At the moment, we don't sell the tickets yet because like I said, we don't have the venue yet. But if you're into it, definitely drop us your email. You will be registered, and I promise there will be some kind of a nice reward for people who register early. So that was a long speech from my behalf. I'm super psyched about this event. I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say. Maybe Rafael, can you go first, since you're also one of the main organizers here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to, seeing how everything works with Lightning and all of the speeches and all of that tech stuff. That's actually some of the things that I've been looking for, maybe for the last few weeks or maybe months, all of the Lightning Network stuff and how does it actually work and all of that. And I have to say, it's much more complicated than I thought, but it's much more usable than I thought too. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we can build before that and during that event.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will have to concur. I will add to that I haven't even managed to put up my Lightning node yet. It's just too complicated for me. So it is not there yet, but we will make it so. I will teach myself to use it, and I will teach you guys to use it as well. And I know Max and Rafael already know how to use it, and there's other people, so you don't have to rely on me, and I'll be relying on you more likely on you guys. What do you think, Granny?
I think it sounds very interesting, and if there is this, I don't know, she was Miss Finland or a model or someone who was involved with the Lightning Network, you know, going around. So sure, why not the Granny as well? So
yeah, and actually that reminds me that Rosa Ryti has been invited also to this Älyraha 2019 event. We are actually not really sure if they are coming, but I do believe so. And the ticket has been already sent, so it's a nice. There's going to be, I mean, there's going to be some people that are not going to be speakers, but are going to be big influencers that are probably going to be in this event just to hang out and listen to other speeches and talks. And Rosa is actually, you know, I do have a lot of questions for her about everything, where she came from, and everything, what has she been doing with Bitcoin and Lightning Network and all of that. Looking forward.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But this surely this event taking place later in fall sounds extremely interesting. And would I be? And who knows? I might be so much further in my path towards this your direction. Let's put it that way. So who knows? I might be there. Actually, I just now, as I was listening to, I came to think of a place, a spot in Southern Europe that, you know, but I will need to take that offline for now. But it could be very interesting, very, very special thing that could fit to everything I've just heard.
And just to clarify, you don't have to be Bitcoin maximalist to participate, but you know, it's
no.
good to know that we'll be talking about the technicals, mostly about Bitcoin, but of course other technology as well. Like for example, PGP keys is something that is probably going to be on the list. Like I mentioned, operational security. That is definitely something that I should hope is on everybody's radar on this day of surveillance and collecting data and facial recognition and stuff like that. You want to take care of your privacy and your identity. So stuff like that, you know, how to use tools to protect yourself. This is the not. I mean, while it is a Bitcoin event, it's also much more than that. What do you think, Henry?
Yes, and let's not forget that we have a torchbearer here too. Rafael was bearing the torch also this year. I have a couple of points there I'd like to mention. That, like Niko said there, that if you're not a Bitcoin maximalist, I was last summer I heard that very prominent people in Finland, like in the banking side and financial industry, they were saying that Bitcoin is the go-to system in technology at the moment for them to watch too. But what Bitcoin is, how they are solving out problems, that tells a lot for them too, how to solve their problems. And lots of the industries are really try to develop some kind of blockchain technology for themselves. So if you're not a Bitcoin maximalist, and if you are interested in blockchain technology or everything involved in evolving technology, you should be there. And also, I would like to mention that I'm quite sure that this is not going to be centralized event. It means that it is decentralized event, and people are there really doing things what they want to do and building the event, the best event in the world possible for you, not for us. We're not building these events for us, but we're trying to make it sure but that you are going to enjoy and have fun in those events.
and of course learn while you're doing that. This is after all about also learning, but mostly about the fun part, because it's not like you go to like a lot of these conferences actually that I've been to. Sometimes you feel like you're in school, you're back in the university listening to a lecture, and it is like a lot like that, rigid and very hierarchical. And we want to try something a little bit different. Maybe we'll have a speakers corner type. If like in the Hyde Park in London, you have the speakers corner. Anybody can go and have a speech there. Why not have something like that? Outdoors. Why not have like a rock concert type of an environment with these stalls of merchandise and food and drinks, and people just enjoying themselves and having a good time. And then we have a couple of rock star speakers for sure, with everybody wants to see. And then we will have a little bit smaller grade and very specialized experts talking that, if they talk about something that is very interesting to you, you will check the schedule and you will go there. Or maybe there is not a schedule, maybe there's a live schedule that keeps changing all the time. We don't even know how it's going to be. So it's going to be really excited to see. And I really would like to invite everybody who is watching this or listening to this to send us an email. And if you want to be a part of it, you can, and you should be a part of it.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add two things. One was about Bitcoin maximalism. I think it's, overused term. Nobody really knows what it means. I don't like to. Well, it depends about the situation, but I don't usually like to consider myself as Bitcoin maximalism. I just like Bitcoin the most. I mean, that's just basically it. There's nothing more, nothing less.
Another
thing was.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, just another thing was about the lightning torch. If someone doesn't know what it was and what it did, there was me and 4 other Finnish people, big names, much bigger than me, participating in this torch thing. You can find out more about it from the website called takethetorch.online. And yeah, it was a really cool experiment.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was all of 4 hops in Finland for the lightning torch, which is remarkable. And I was pretty happy to follow it, even though I didn't participate because I wanted to participate, but to be honest, I just couldn't get my node up in good time to even try. So I had to give it up for people who wanted it more, and I'm so glad that you were part of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was 5 hops in Finland. I took it here first, and then I sent it to Henry Braid from Prasos, and he sent it to Martti Malmi, who was one of the first coders of the whole Bitcoin program, and
better known as Sirius.
Better known as Sirius. And then Sirius sent it to the guy who was establishing local Bitcoins, this company, Jeremias Kangas, and he sent it to Rosa Ryyti, the Miss Finland 2015. And yeah, from there it went to, I guess it was to Colombia, and continued all the way to Venezuela. Nice little story.
Yeah, it was definitely a chicken bucket moment of the month, at least, and maybe the whole year so far. I think it was really remarkable, and I don't think people grasp how big of a deal that what actually was, what the whole lightning torch meant.
Yeah, I mean, it went through 56 different countries, I think, and people send overall maybe about 7 Bitcoins worth of coins through Lightning Network altogether in about maybe 3 months of this whole trust chain thing. And it was held by different people, like big names like Jack from the CEO of Square, I think it was the company, and
Twitter.
He's the guy who created Twitter, I guess. CZ from Binance, there was Elizabeth Starr. Well, there's a big list, maybe about 300 names, I guess.
And you are so right, because obviously knowing you guys for as long as I've known you already, so I know that, you know, won't something be big, you won't be talking about it the way you do. So you can tell, but to me it really doesn't open up. So obviously this is as a suggestion to start with, is worth maybe one Konsensus Network video, just to maybe open it up a bit more, because obviously that is that much I do get from out of this, that if you know, it has 4 how you call it, carriers or torch spots or whatever you said it, but I forgot it already. Anyway, from Finland, it is something, but actually what it means, again, like, talk to me as if I was 5. It would be very, very interesting to hear, and I'm really looking forward to meeting this Miss Finland, hopefully in Älyraha, to hear from her. How did she end up to this? Because we are kind of in the, you know, 2 opposite ends of the line. She being Miss Finland, a young lady, and me being everything else but not Miss Finland, a crypto granny here, so a granny. So would be very interesting to hear in more details about that. But what this really means, again, yeah, I can't tell that I would actually really understand or know, and maybe we should.
Yeah, I mean, just in a short way, the lightning torch experiment was about testing the lightning network itself, about connections and all of the liquidity of different channels and all of that tech stuff. But then again, it was also a charity event that this first guy who sent out the torch, he sent about 100,000 Satoshis worth of payment through Lightning Network to a person that he trusts. And everyone send it all the time forward, adding every time it gets to you, you add 10,000 Satoshis to that sum and send it forward. So that was the thing that it started gaining more and more value, the torch itself and all of that, those Bitcoins that were in there in the end would be sent to this Venezuelan Bitcoin community where they are feeding poor people and, you know, giving out food and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and I obviously I read about this, so basically I knew, and we also, you and me, had a talk where you explained you know, more like what it was, how it took place and how it happened and what was the meaning of that. But again, taking it back to this context that was just discussed, that what did it actually mean for Finns being part of that and all of that. So it could be nice thing to maybe clarify again to all of those who do not understand how big thing it is that we've been noticed as a, you know, country and actors within, again, the scene.
Yeah, actually,
yeah, go ahead, Niko.
Yeah, actually, we've been planning to make a video about Lightning, both in English and in Finnish, but I have to confess it's because of I have the lack of understanding of Lightning Network. I don't understand it well enough, so I feel like I could make a video. I've made a video with Max earlier, but if you watch that video, you will see what I mean. I have absolutely no idea how it actually functions, so this is my bad, and I intend to correct that situation. And hopefully I get my own Lightning node up and running soon, and then we can really talk about that. But I do agree that it would be a good idea to make an actual video just dedicated for the Lightning torch alone. I think that's a great idea. What do you think, Rafael?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that people could, you know, get interested in about it, and different kind of things that happen throughout the whole journey. But I just suggest, you know, we can of course make some short video about you know, explaining the whole thing and maybe the main points of what happened and all of that. But the most, you know, there's a lot of info in this site, takethetorch.info .online. I'm sorry. There's all of the list of the speakers, and there's also a video for the first 200 hops where the torch went, and there was some transactions in mid-flight. The torch has been through the space, through the satellite, being sent. The transaction was sent through satellite, or the invoice, and that torch went through different kind of country barriers that wouldn't be really possible with the current fiat banking system and all that. It went to places like Nepal and Somalia, and well, all of these different kind of places.
Cross-border transactions.
Yeah, and like if I understand correctly, all of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency transactions are banned for places like Nepal. So it's kind of like big deal that you can transact anyway, even though they are not maybe allowed, but you can send instant payments in there. There's a lot of people needing help and all of that.
Yeah, think about the global aid.
There's no limits in this protocol. I mean, country limits, all of that. It's kind of like a cool little demonstration.
It has huge implications in global aid, for example. Like there was a story about a group of Finns, some Finnish Bitcoin enthusiasts collecting some money and sending to Venezuela to buy food for the whole village. And the problem they had is that because the country doesn't accept donations from, let's say, US or select countries, they will just stop them on the border and the help simply doesn't get in. But they had people who knew how to use Bitcoin inside. So you are allowed to use the Bitcoin and turn it into fiat, the local currency, and buy food. And that's what they did. And they delivered a truckload of food for the whole village. And that was that was pretty awesome. This is the stuff that you don't normally hear. What you normally hear is Bitcoin is old technology because it can't be used for coffee. Well, guess what? You can use it for coffee, but you can use it for much, much, much more important things.
Yeah, and it's kind of like cool how little it actually, cost sending it through in 56 different countries for about 300 people, about 7 Bitcoins worth of coins in Lightning Network. There was, it was a really cool little experiment. I'm not actually sure how much it was, but it was like a really ridiculously small amount that people paid for all of these transactions, and how fast it went from people to people when they wanted to send. It's just like, well, lightning. But yeah, I wanted to also mention that I think, Henry, you are in this event, going to this event that is tomorrow here in Finland, about taxation and all of that stuff. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, thanks, Rafael. And I would like to add that another myth of slow payments seems to be busted with that Lightning Network. Okay, so tomorrow we have a meeting, and I'll show you the just a minute. Can you see now?
Not yet.
Yes, there's the event Konsensus Cryptocurrency evening tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. and it is in Helsinki, Finland. It is in Finnish, and there the subjects are that really about the regulation and the taxation. Especially we have their expert of this field, Mika Härkönen from Tax Phoenix Oy. He's going to talk about this new regulation, about taxation of cryptocurrencies, and especially about the administrative Supreme Court decision that was released on 2019 about the taxation of cryptocurrencies. And he's going to also talk about deductions. Are these deductions possible in your taxation if you own cryptocurrencies? And he's also going to talk about the crypto trades, which is very important subject as well. So tomorrow in Mannerheimin Tie 16 in Apollo, Helsinki. If you want to know about the answers to these subjects, be there at 6 p.m.
Thank you, Henry. And yeah, to clarify, this is the Consensus Association thing. It's not a Consensus Network thing. But regardless, you should definitely go there. I would go there if I was in Finland, but I'm not in Finland at the moment. So yeah, actually one of the great things about the taxation in Finland, we had a recent victory in a small one, albeit, that you can actually now deduct your losses, for example, if you're a trader. So that's definitely something that was a lot of people's mind. So things are moving forward in Finland, largely due to the association work here. We also have a lot of pioneer companies that are, of course, interested in their own good and try to lobby for a favorable regulation. And I think we are moving forward. And this is also one of the main reasons why we organize the Älyraha event in Finnish, because we do want to affect the local regulation in Finland for the benefit of all the Finnish users and the Finnish entrepreneurs of the trade.
Yeah, what other events we have? I mean, I'm at least going also to the Baltic Honey Badger conference. I think it was in September. That's also one of the Bitcoin conferences that I'm looking forward, besides Money Badger. Yeah, I know they're probably pretty confusing, Money Badger, Honey Badger, but yeah, all of the badgers are.
Yeah, it's the same idea. It's a Bitcoin only event as well. I'm glad you mentioned it. I was actually going to get into that next, because this is not, we are not in any official capacity organizing this, but I am also going. Rafael is going. Max from World Crypto Network is going. Definitely look forward for some coverage, unofficial coverage. It won't be like, we won't be officially covering anything, but we will be unofficially covering a lot of ground there. I guarantee that much. So definitely something to look forward to. I just shared my screen here. I'm going to show you the site. Baltic Honey Badger 2019, also in September. Bear market edition. A lot of great speakers. Jimmy Song, avid developer. Stefan Livera is a great podcaster. Adam Fisker from Wasabi Wallet, which I mentioned earlier. Definitely check out Wasabi Wallet. Definitely check out Max's videos on World Crypto Network about how to use it. It's very user-friendly. I would say it's one of the best available wallets at the moment. I certainly use it as my main wallet. Why wouldn't I? Because it provides fungibility for the Bitcoins, and as well as a nice user interface and security. So definitely something cool to check out. All of these speakers probably I don't know all of them, but a lot of household names: Pierre Rochard, Tom Weiss. Definitely you should check it out if you like Bitcoin. It's in Riga, Latvia, September 14th to 15th. Let's see what's the current ticket price. I do believe the ticket price is ticking up as well. I am a little bit disappointed to see that they actually added fiat payments. They used to only have Bitcoin payments, but well, I guess the world still runs on fiat, so I'll forgive them. At least the content is Bitcoin only. So you can still get in for 200, which is rather affordable. If you're a student, if you have a student card, 100 euros is not going to set you back a lot, especially if you live somewhere close by, like Finland, for example. I do believe you can take a ferry or a flight for like as low as less than 100 to go there and back. And the hotels and living there is not that expensive. So definitely, if you want to hang out with us, do some programs with us, that would be cool. Or just simply go to the event and listen to these awesome speakers. Highly, highly recommended. Well, what about you guys? Granny and Henry, are you going?
Well, my agenda is not defined for the fall, so honestly, at this stage, I can't know, but it sounds obviously very interesting, and I will need to, define all of these. I do know that there are a couple of events coming up in Malta again, and I'm collaborating with the guys. So depends, not same time for sure, but depends what kind of task guys have and related to what. But very interesting. And networking in all these events. That's the big thing. That's the cool thing. It's really, really worthwhile. The 100 euros ticket you could see as a student, for example. So.
I was just looking at the site Baltic Honey Badger, and there are very familiar speakers for everyone to see, and I'm looking forward to this event, and looks like I have some interest for this event as well. I see all these speakers and just imagine all of the fun there is going to that I'm going to have there.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be a lot of people that I'm going to meet first time in the meet space. That's going to be exciting. Actually, we've been friends with Max for what it feels like ages, but we've never met in the actual meet space, only online. So it's going to be cool to be in the same room and be making these videos and actually talking to each other. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Also, I'm going to bring my family there, so I think a lot of, which is nice to see that a lot of Bitcoin people seem to have families and children, which is a very encouraging thing indeed for the future.
Yes, summer full of conferences. Sounds great. Yeah, and Niko, do you remember the name of the site? Towards Liberty something, I'm not sure. Max has some kind of a list of different kind of conferences that he is going to. I think that was a pretty decent list of at least Bitcoin conferences and speeches and all of that.
Yeah, good point. I'm gonna share it. It is towards liberty.com. This is Max's site. He has a lot of a great archive on Bitcoin, Austrian economics, natural law, all his videos, and as you mentioned, all the events that he's going. I do remember to toss some sats to Max. He's been doing awesome work within the 2 years. So many good videos. Definitely one of the better Bitcoin educators of today. So definitely check out his site towardsliberty.com. I'm going to drop the link in the chat as well. But yeah, there's a Portland Bitcoin conference, which is in May. It looks like it's 19th of May, so very soon. Bitcoin hackathon, Parallelapolis. I remember their coverage from last year was really interesting. It's about some hacking stuff. Of course, a lot about Bitcoin as well. Looks like it's 24 to 26, so it coincides a little bit with the Malta event. I think that was also 22nd and 23rd, so this is the day after, actually. Yeah, and then there's Blockchain Hotel, which is 30th to 31st. So if you go to Älyraha, then you can still make it to Blockchain Hotel, which is, I believe, in Germany, the day after. Lightning Hackaday Munich, 1st and 2nd June. So like you said, summer full of conferences. I mean, literally like almost every day or at least every weekend, there's something going on. There's Breaking Bitcoin, that is 8th and 9th of June, right the next weekend. Unchained Berlin, I don't even know this one. Another week from there in June. Then there's Baltic Honey Badger that we so after in July seems like there's nothing going on. So maybe you can take a little bit of a break from conferencing then, but then definitely go and check Baltic Honey Badger, and then yeah, Money Badger. It says September here, but we don't really know exact time. I personally think that it might be a better idea to have it in October instead, although it might be a little bit colder. But since Baltic Honey Badger is so close here, I'm not so sure it's a great idea. And if a lot of people are going to the Baltic Honey Badger, are they going to come to the Money Badger as well? We'll see about that. And of course, you can give your ideas to us. Do you think it's a good idea to have it on September, or should we just push it to October? What else? Yeah, Hackers Congress, another one in Paralellipolis in October, and Transylvania Crypto Conference. That sounds interesting. And also in October. So towards the end of the year, less and less, but definitely during the summer, it's going to be all over. So it doesn't feel like a bear market anymore to me. What do you guys think?
No, it actually really feels like bear market. This is when we actually do stuff and build. That is why we have these conferences, you know. When we are actually in a bull market, then there's going to be all of these ICO conferences and different kind of stuff. You know, this is when we build.
Well, actually, yeah, that's a good point. It is the bear market edition, because what you see is a lot of building. You don't see a lot of hot air and only talk. Actually, the ICO and blockchain events are in the minority because people simply lost interest. So yeah, good point there.
Yeah, and I don't know, I don't remember who said it in Twitter that they really don't want the price to move anywhere. They just wanted to, you know, stay in this kind of level for at least a year or two, so we can build in peace. Because when the bull market hits, there's going to be all kind of stuff and, you know, all kind of hype and different kind of media coverage on different kind of aspects. So we are not going to be able to build in peace. That's just one of an interesting perspective.
Yes, that is true. If you build in peace, you build a good foundation, and that relates to the market as well. There's an accumulation phase always, and working in every market, and that is actually quite good phase, because those people who really believe in it, they can have some peace and work on something like the technology sides and all of the aspects that are not really looked close to. And now you can build something that lasts for a long time. And that is usually the market's the accumulation phase, where a strong foundation is built for the bigger and better future. If it's just a quick rise, like 10 times the value it was yesterday, it will surely go down as that much as, or even more. So it's very good that there's the accumulation phase lasts for a longer time, so that bigger future is possible.
Yeah, and I do want to mention that for people that are new in the cryptocurrency scene, my company, together with this YouTube content creator called Blocky Media, are also providing these kind of courses that are, they are just to cover the basics of different cryptocurrencies, and mostly about Bitcoin, because it's the foundation of everything. But if you feel that you would need some kind of like extra help and tutor on learning the stuff, that course might be a good option. You can find, right now we haven't planned it yet, when we're going to keep next one, maybe around June, but keep your eye out on the BINOTIC.net site to get informed about it, or just pop in the Telegram groups of, BDC Finland or Konsensus RY, so you get noticed when they're up.
Granny, what do you think? Does it feel like bear market already to you? I mean, still?
That's a good question. Actually, to be very honest, that's something that I've been thinking of the past couple of weeks, because there is something strange happening right now in the market in general, which I am totally unable to define. And I try to follow up, as you know, I so hard try to learn, not having stress on it, but still. And I really can't define it, but for some reason, I have a very strong feeling of that something big in the means that something will change during this summer when it comes to cryptos and all of this. I don't know why and how. So I don't know is my answer to you. And then again, on the other hand, the same old stuff that kind of from the technical perspective or from the technical angle, I'm a bit disappointed again that things just seem to be not going forward, staying, on the same base, and there is no real, achievements or breakthroughs or whatever, one way or another. So maybe it is history repeating itself, a stage that is we've experienced before. So much that last year, the last 1.5 years, been so strong, so full of everything, all of it, and now you just need to a bit something like Henry said as well, that you need to maybe just stop for a while, take it easier, look right and left, back and forward, and then again as a scene, as all of us together decide which way to go forward. Maybe I don't know. It's really strange, and I cannot really back up this with any facts or explanations, but it feels so, which is very funny. But the good thing is obvious that the Bitcoin price is going up, because it seems to be the only currency, crypto, at this stage that again most of the people pay attention to or care for, however you want to put that. And then when that attracts, obviously all of this is attractive, and that is sort of what we need. So the discussions keep on going, the conversations are interesting, and people kind of start coming back, because obviously there was a few months that it was very quiet. For example, in all these events around the globe, there was not, the hype is gone for sure, and it's not what I apply to, but in general. So maybe the people took the time to consider and kind of to decide what they want to achieve from this, what is there for them, and now they are going forward again, hopefully in a good manner, in a constructive way, in a way that we want to build something that remains, that can hold and then again identifying what is in there in respect technology, but also all these different altcoins aside Bitcoin, obviously. Hard to say.
All right. That's an interesting perspective, and I think, like you mentioned, that you feel like things are standing still. That sounds a lot to me like part of my French, but shitcoin talk, because it is standing still because there is no money to made from the backs of the plebs right now. But the building on Bitcoin is happening, and that's why there's so many Bitcoin only events, and that's why you see, I think that's why is what you see also in the Bitcoin price, that it's going up. The things that are coming, it's like, to me, it feels like rather that it's mind-blowing that I can't keep up with all the time I spend online every day. I simply can't keep up because there's too many developments. There's on Bitcoin, there's the Lightning Network alone seems like it takes a lifetime to get into that. There's Taproot coming, which is going to basically do the smart contracts and Rootstock on top of Bitcoin. So that will kill the Ethereum platform for the very latest. I'm not saying that all those altcoin and shitcoin projects don't have value. They do. I'm just saying that the value is seeping, kind of like Bitcoin is sucking that value like a black hole to itself, and it is it's not a resilient. Resilience is not good enough in this competition, because you gotta be anti-fragile, and the more you try to dismantle Bitcoin or ban it or do anything, like you see the lightning torch, you cannot simply stop it. It doesn't matter if the government bans it, doesn't matter if you don't like it. If people like to use it, they can use it, they will use it, they will develop for it. And this is exactly what's going on. And the new innovation it is valuable, that is done on other projects. I'm not trying to downplay that. What I'm merely saying that it is logical that the one with the strongest network effects in protocol level money will absorb all that technology, and we will start developing on layer 2, layer 3. Perhaps like a Lightning Network is a layer 2 solution. You do not need to scale on the protocol level, which means that when you hear stuff like you can't pay for Bitcoin you can't pay for coffee with Bitcoin, well, technically you can, but you have to wait a long time, because every block confirmation is before it's confirmed, it takes about 6 hours to get 6 confirmations, so it's irreversible. That is normally what people are talking about. But once you have a delay in that, which is effectively, in my limited understanding, what Lightning Network does, it delays that payment, so you can swap Lightning transactions like millions in a second. In channels that are pre-funded with confirmed Bitcoin, and then you only settle the beginning and the ending balance. Stuff like this is going to be developed on top of the most robust and anti-fragile protocol, which is Bitcoin. And this is what I feel like people are seeing right now. And to that end, I'm not going to shill Bitcoin anymore, but I'm going to drop you a link in the description of this. There was actually a great conference, Understanding Bitcoin, that I missed. I think it was in Malta also. There was Cedric Dahl, one of my favorite YouTubers, made a really good summary of things that are going on in Bitcoin. And I wasn't aware of all those things. And once I read that, I was just in the bed and I was reading out of my iPad, and I couldn't sleep the whole night, because like lying there on bed, it's like, holy hell, it's like, what's going on here? I'm how did I blank on all this stuff that is going on? So for me, it feels like the opposite of standing still. For me, it feels like, when I get up early in the morning, I start to pull up my pants, but I'm already running, and I try to catch up and pull up my pants at the same time during the whole day, and I never pull up my pants until I fall on the bed, and that's just like forever keep falling in this rabbit hole, and it's just never going to end.
Yeah, I mean, I have to concur that trying to keep up with all of the development that is happening in Bitcoin is just, unbearable. It's pretty much impossible. And there's so much stuff that, there's not a lot of people that can actually explain these different kind of things. Some people can explain some parts or something that they are involved with, but there's so many people doing different kind of solutions to a different problems. I mean, like just for example, this kind of like coffee painting where you have to get your transactions confirmed right away. I mean, Lightning is just one way to do that. There's about 10 different ways of doing it, and Lightning is just one that we are talking about now. And this is the thing that I'm really excited about all this stuff. And it's like you said, Niko, it's just so weird. I can't really keep up with it. I mean, it's so cool. It's gonna turn out, all kind of different things in the different kind of stages and all of that. But it's really only evolving. I mean, it's not that kind of like good in scaling wise already, but the point is that you can do it technically, and scaling it and doing it in a much bigger way is just a matter of time after that. And just because I can't really explain all this stuff is why I really don't talk about this, but this is something that really gives us Bitcoin people this much of hope and maybe some overconfidence about
and
the stuff.
believe yep. And I so agree, and obviously I hear you guys. I read the conversations in the Telegram groups and all that, and this is again, I can only repeat myself, this is the reason for me existing, being here, Crypto Granny, because the world you're describing, you're talking about these crazy or immense developing of this and that and whatever. I don't see it. I don't sense it. I don't hear about. Well, I do hear about it. I can in the group especially, and that confirms to me that the gap between you guys and people like myself is too big, and we need to find ways as humankind to make it smaller or narrow or not so deep or whatever it is, because it's big, it's huge, and that stops us again, all of us, in going forward in every aspect, in all means, whatever you discuss. So that has to change, not by forcing, but preferably it will need to change for all of us to go forward in a way that is, again, beneficial for all of us, for all the actors who are even a bit interested, not talking about the ones who don't have a clue as yet, and there are so many.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, and I totally agree, and I just think that is just a matter of time. I mean, this is the stuff that is going on. It's really like only the developers itself really knows about this stuff, and maybe some other people. And people like me, I'm not really that technical. I just understand stuff in a general way, at least about Bitcoin. But I can barely understand this stuff. I mean, these are at the moment, these are like in a concept level. I can understand how this works, but I couldn't really explain this. But it's just a matter of time when someone, the information comes down at different times, and it's just.
But imagine what credits you will need to give me now. I'm still hanging here.
Yeah, that's one of the things that and that's one of the things that we are actually really wanted to say. We can't really explain it yet, but there's some big stuff coming. Just wait.
Yeah. Well, I'm surely waiting for that, and as a first step going forward, I am really curiously looking forward to going with Konsensus Network to Malta in less than a month, to hear again so many people from so many different angles, and having you guys with me there, challenging them and making these questions, and hopefully this network will come up with suggestions and with good questions or good messages to take to them. So hopefully we can make this gap slightly smaller already in no time.
Yeah, indeed. And kudos for you hanging out with us. And like I said, I feel like I'm drowning constantly. I can barely understand it as well. But yeah, I feel like we are drifting towards the end of the show. Henry, maybe would you like to add your final words, and then we can do one more round with Rafael and Cryptogranny, and I'll recap all the events we talked about, remind you of the discount codes and so forth, and show everybody's social media profile so you can keep in touch, and then we'll just well, we'll do something else, I guess. How about that?
Yes. Okay. So you can reach me at opilaki.fi in Finnish and also in English on different platforms on Telegram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And I would like to mention you that if you really want to be an astronaut, or if you do not want to be an astronaut, you can still reach the moon. Or if you didn't even want to reach the moon, you can just give it a go and try to attend these events, and let's see what happens.
Well said. Rafael, last words?
Yeah, I mean, guys, everybody who's listening and watching, first of all, thank you for watching, and please do attempt to as many conferences and events as you can. Just learn about the stuff, read everything by yourself, do your own research. Don't trust or believe us. Just, you know, take some guidance, or, you know, maybe some good resources from us like that. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thanks everybody. Thanks for everybody for this talk.
Thank you, Rafael. And Granny, last words?
Yes, from my end as well, many thanks to everyone who was online, and also the ones who will be looking at this later on. It was a pleasure, like always, and I'm really, really looking forward to having you guys, you know, participating the Älyraha event, to be there with us. Bring the people who don't know, bring the ones who are making the strange questions to you today. Let us help you to help them to get along, because they should, we should. And then obviously another contribution is to, you know, check the speakers from the Malta event. By the way, token market, Ransu Salovara is one of them. So obviously we have at least one Finn guy listed as a speaker there. So we will be reaching out to him to have his views to some of the things that we are discussing in our groups and so on. But thank you for tonight, and looking forward to staying in touch with everyone. And you can find me in Telegram, in Twitter, where I'm not that active, but I'm very good at forwarding others' messages. So let's stay tuned. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. Thank you for the lovely audience. We still have 8 people watching. We have 10 likes, which is more than we have watchers. So that is fantastic. Keep up the good work. This has been Konsensus Network. The show today didn't have any other name except the main events of 2019. We are not nearly done. We are just beginning. So stay tuned for more shows on this channel. We have some on the pipeline. We're going to do one about the Lightning Network, both in Finnish and English. I have one show planned, which is more like a shorter kind of like what happened in Bitcoin or crypto today, or any other small time frame, more like 6 minutes to 10 minutes, small format. I'm not sure about the language yet. Always open for suggestions. Keep up the good participation. I've just made Strider the admin of the chat. So as a thank you and respect for all your participation on each and every show, really appreciate that. I'm just going to quickly run through all the events to remind you what we talked about. and you can find the links in the description, and then I'm just gonna let you guys go. So bear with me while I share the screen again. All right, hold on. Yes, there we go. I hope you can see it. Okay, so let's start with the social media part. So this is my Twitter, Omnifinn, double N at the end. I haven't tweeted so hard lately, but you can find my pin tweet here about starfish and spider organizations. I think that's a good one. I will also have a talk on the Konsensus Network channel about that, so you probably want to check that out. I do want to advertise that this great book, Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean and Amos. If you're into Bitcoin, if you want to learn about money, definitely highly recommended book. The reason I mention it here is because I am translating it with a team into Finnish. So this is going to be a very significant book, both in Austrian economics and in Bitcoin in Finnish. And we hope to release it during this year, hopefully by September or October, around the time of Money Badger event. And if you want to support the translation process, you can go ahead and order it now with a discount price, and we'll even throw in a Money Badger t-shirt for you while the supplies last. I think there's like 20 t-shirts left, so act fast. This has been immense pleasure to have Cryptogranny, Anita Kalergis, here with us. Check out her Cryptogranny Twitter. Also, like always, Rafael, you've been guest and a co-host of many shows, probably most of the shows that I did. So really appreciate and respect that, and definitely go and check Rafael's Twitter. He's been more and more active there, and you can also check his old tweets about the Lightning Network pursuit. Also, do remember to check his website. He's having a Bitcoin education, wallet education, and especially in Finland. Go and check his website here. And we have Henry. Henry is also one of the busiest video makers. He actually has his own show on Konsensus Network called the Konsensus Law School, which I believe has 8 episodes on it, and one of them is in English. Mostly he makes Finnish content, but regardless, he also frequents a lot of our shows. As you can see, he's here again. So a lot of thanks to you, Henry. Also remember to check his opilakia.fi if you want to learn about law in Finnish. Definitely go there and check it out. So about the events that we were talking about today, Älyraha, first and foremost, this is one of the where Konsensus Network is one of the main organizers, and BINOTIC as well. It's about intelligent money. We pair artificial intelligence with money, talking about social implications, talking about the millennial job market, a lot of about the decentralized organizational model, all the good things that this kind of new technology can bring, in addition, of course, to digital sound money. Then there's Malta Blockchain and AI Summit that we're going with Cryptogranny and the team. It's going to be interesting because this is the first official journalist gig that we have. We are, in fact, a media partner. So this is a huge event. Obviously, it's not Bitcoin only event. It's more like lock and chain kind of an event. But regardless, very excited. It's going to be a lot of speakers that I'm looking forward to talk to. I hope we can get Tim Draper. I hope we can hit Tone Ways. And do remember to let us know who is your favorite, who would you like us to schedule an interview with, because for sure we cannot interview all of them. That is one thing that is certain. And we do have a community code of 50% discount. So if you do want to go there, check out it by yourself, definitely take advantage of that. And you can find the code, it's in the description. It's quite long, so I'm not going to recite it here. All right, and then the top of the line event, the one I'm most excited about personally, Money Badger 2019, end of this year, probably September, October, maybe even November, not sure. Do let us know if you have a venue on mind in Southern Europe, hopefully. 2 days full of best Bitcoin infotainment about sound money, Austrian economics, Bitcoin technicals, mostly about having fun, good times while we learn about this new technology, and talk to like-minded people until the very early hours of the morning. What could be better than talk about Bitcoin and use Bitcoin all day, every day during this event? So definitely check out the fantastic comic that we had made by a friend of mine who doesn't want their name to be said, but definitely, I think I smell a sequel coming where there may be a lightning horse or a puppy. I don't know. Maybe let me know your thoughts. What would you like to see happen next in this comic? So we left off Miss Piggyback and Mr. Money Badger traveling to the moon together, and what happens in the moon. Maybe that will be the topic of the sequel. And of course, an unofficial note, Baltic Honey Badger, a lot of us going to be there. We're going to be covering ground with Max from World Crypto Network as well. Definitely look forward to some unofficial coverage on the ground, some interviews. We're going to make a lot of content from this particular event. The tickets are quite affordable still. So if you're into Bitcoin, definitely check in. You can buy it with Bitcoin. You can also buy it with fiat if you want to get rid of it. Probably a good idea. So definitely check that event out. We mentioned Towards Liberty, which is a great resource site. You can find more events there that we talked about. You can also find Max's Bitcoin archive, economics archive, natural law archive, all his videos. A great educational guy. And by the way, I'm just going to hint at you, we have something in the works that is called Konsensus Academy. I'm not going to reveal any more of that, but there's a website coming, and Max is also part of it. Rafael is part of it, and there's other people as well who remain nameless for now. But definitely some more edutainment coming up. And I also mentioned this report by Cedric Dahl from Understanding Bitcoin Conference, which blew my mind. In a very short time, let's say it takes you probably less than half an hour to read this. I didn't click all the links, but you do also have the timestamps for these videos that are otherwise quite long. So this can be quite helpful if you didn't make it to the event and you're interested. Please check it out. Very, very nice outline of what's going on in Bitcoin right now. So I think that's the end of the shilling section. Thank you so much again. This has been Konsensus Network, and I bid you farewell. And hopefully we will make a new video sooner than you think. So take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.